Hello again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to a very glary episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show, Shelf Talk. Today we have an unusual episode because this is not just a shelf I'm displaying for you and showing you. This is also a shelf I'm about to move. Long story short, we're doing a little reorganization and moving out a few pieces of furniture and replacing with new furniture. And in order to do that, I got to have a few little things that have to change. You'll notice that we're not in the normal location. We are actually in our office, and this is a desk, and actually we are up pretty high, hence the ceiling, you can see. So if I were to, I'm standing on a stool right now, so if I were to stand on the floor, you can see that's kind of where we are. Okay, so I might be jumping down on and off so you can see some of the items here, but I'm actually taking all of these items that you see here off the shelf, finding new homes for them, probably moving them into other areas of the Darth Tuba collection. So there's a chance on a future episode of a Shelf Talk that you might see these characters and whatnot kind of dispersed about other shelves. So if that happens, I do hope you'll forgive me. This is kind of a mishmash of a lot of different things. Okay, so what do we have? Well, I'm going to back up here and start kind of on the end. Now we do have some stuff in the corner there that I'm really not going to go over. Oops, be careful there. I'm not really going to go over what's over here because that's stuff that we'll do in another episode. Right, starting over here, again, these are just some oddball odds and ends. This is actually just a tin, but I just liked the R2 look of it with the things on the side. I'm also going to use this to transport some of these little tiny items, okay? So, all of these little guys you see here, these are part of those Disney like kind of blind bag collectible pieces. Mooring Guard, Emperor, and then we have, of course, a Mickey Mouse R2 unit, little Mickey ears. I think it's Disney. And they would be blind bags, and you'd open them up. I think I've actually probably shown them on certain episodes. Here's some more. We got, looks like I believe that is a First Order Stormtrooper. You can tell by the bigger eyes. One of my favorites, Cantina Band. Sorry for the blurriness. We got Darth Maul here. I made quite a few of these, actually. Really cool General Grievous, complete with 4 lightsabers. We got, I am forgetting. Oh, this is, I think, from episode 2, the Alice droid, from the droid from the Flo. It was Flo, not Alice. Flo from the Dex's Diner. There's Han Solo. They're just little like army men size figures. Got a few more here. We got Boba Fett. We got this little dude, one of the droids. I think this might be the droid from Star Tours. Oh my god, there's so many of these. Oh my goodness. We got Padme. We got Hera from the Rebels. And I don't know if this is last but not least. I'm trying to look around. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I think that's last from these blind bags. There's Ezra, complete with a little Stormtrooper helmet because he collected them. And what else we got? Lots of little stuff. Not Disney related, but this is a replica of the A through E tickets that they used to sell in Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Instead of going in and paying one humongous price to go in, you really didn't pay anything to get in except for maybe a few bucks for parking. And then you go in and just buy these ticket books, and you could buy individual tickets. A tickets were considered the less popular rides. B tickets a little more popular, a little more thrilling, and E tickets were considered the really high-end rides, which is why a lot of times when they create a new ride, like say the Rise of the Resistance, they call it an E-ticket attraction. Well, that's where this is from. So, kind of a cool thing. All right, we got a few other things here. I think this is actually a little tiny clay thing I did back in like middle school or high school of Darth Vader. My artistic skills are not very good. I think this is something either somebody did for me. I think a student made it for me. It's a little Jabba. Kind of cute. And I believe this is one of those This is a Sabine figure, and I'm not sure exactly where this came from. There's a lot of different places that this could have come from. As I said, there's a lot to unpack here. We got a Darth Revan, I think, minifigure. Yeah, a lot. And we've got a ring, a clone trooper ring. Why I have all these items? A lot of times these are just like mishmash items that I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do with them. So a lot of these droids are actually droids that were part of the Build-A-Droid series, where you would buy a few action figures, and each figure included a part, and then you put the parts together and get a droid. So I've put a few of these together. Don't ask me their names. If you want to leave names in the comments, please do. But, you know, in other words, these all come apart. There would be, you know, an arm, a leg, that kind of thing. And then Disney kind of jumped on board with this and started doing a kind of their own Build-A-Droid series. Okay, another one. I'm a big droid lover. I just love all the different types of droids. Some of these droids might come from packs. Of course, there's R2. You can't mistake R2. And, you know, I do love, you know, in comparison, the different R2 units. I think this is like an evil one. In comparison to the droids that they built, well, the droid that they built in the 70s and 80s, part of the action figure collection. I'm just going to show them as I put them down. The droid that they built was R2, and then they built R5-D4 and a power droid, and that was it. There was nothing else. And now to see all these different choices, clear domes, different color domes, and, you know, just really, really awesome. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got another bug-eyed one. I like this one. It looks like he's got bug eyes. Looks like part battle droid. Whoa. And he lost his leg. That's one of the reasons why I had this one sitting, they think, because of that. The leg, unfortunately, doesn't stay on that. So I'm going to have to figure out a plan B for that one. The Build-A-Droids, if they were thin enough, there wasn't much keeping them together. Another cool looking one. Almost looks like a Terminator droid. Terminator droid, please. Oh, this one has a stand. You can tell the dust on the bottom. I apologize for that. It's almost like a Death Star droid. How much we got here? What else we got here? Something I'm not going to bother showing just because I don't even know how to explain them. Got a few. Wow, there's a lot of droids up here. I'm going to have to... I might make like a droid display downstairs like one does with Matchbox cars. Maybe that'll be a project. A droid shelf. To build an actual droid shelf. That could be a summer project. Ooh. Look at this baby. I think this was... is this right? Seems kind of... Wow. I can't really tell what's front and what's back. That's the front. This is weird. I don't remember these. A lot of these, I am not remembering where they even came from. This is actually a Space Trooper. This is like one of the... This is like a regular 3 3/4 inch size figure. But look how big this thing is. I think I did this. I might have done an earlier unboxing with this. And this doesn't fit in any casing, so I just kind of put it up here. More droids. And then this one is actually a Star Tours droid. It's one you can find in the Star Tours attraction. 2 more droids. Wow, we have a lot of droids. Holy droid. Look at these two, man. But I think a lot of these were just Build-A-Droid figures that I kind of opened up a whole bunch of figures and just built all the droids that they came to. And of course, there were some that I didn't have enough, like these. And these are pieces that have not fully been put together. This one, I kind of started to just make a... I decided to make a... yeah, I thought these would fit. I started to make just a mishmash droid, but even this one is, unfortunately, not complete. I don't have a dome. If I find a dome, I will put the dome there. If I find a loose dome. But other than that, that's all we got. So, there's your droid. Now we have these, which are basically kind of punch out and make it like block kind of figures. Unfortunately, the problem with like these crafty kind of things is that they start to fall apart, unfortunately. So, they're cool and they were neat for display, but eventually, they do eventually come apart. These Jawas are kind of cute. I believe there's a book of these. You can do these in a book. And he has a little compadre there. These are yellow-eyed, not off-world Jawas that are red-eyed. Oh, it's part of this. That's right. The escape pod. There you go. I mean, they're fun. They're really well constructed. Here's an R2, kind of a hexagonal shaped R2. We got 3PO. We got Sand Trooper. And we got Luke. Actually, aside from Obi-Wan, they all kind of held together fairly well, actually. So, those are kind of cool. Alright, we have these kind of things, which are... There was a certain artist, and I'm not remembering his name, but he had a certain style to his art. We really liked it. My daughter and I liked it. So he had these cutouts that you can get. In the back there, you can see right there is Vader. Okay? So I think what I might try to do is see if I can get these guys, kind of temporarily put that one over there. Not quite sure why we have this, because it's not really... There's all sorts of things, you know, you wonder, like, where do these come from? I'm sorry for the dust flying around. A wretched hive. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. It's just a desktop piece. So that one I think I'm just going to store in here. Alright, getting into some cool stuff here. I believe this is a Gentle Giant Darth Maul. Shirtless Darth Maul. Pretty cool. I don't have a lot of the busts. Those medium-sized busts, but occasionally I do pick up a few. We have a Stormtrooper head eraser. This really freakishly weird Yoda head mug. Goblet almost. Not quite sure what I make out of this one. Right now. And there's all sorts of different things. The price points on all these are very, very different. We have this. Hopefully, did I plug it in? No, I didn't. It is a Vader lamp. I don't have it lit up right now, but it kind of wobbles a little bit, so it's cute, but it's not something I would say. You know, this is one of those many items that it's like, well, I guess you can, you can go out and get. Sometimes they're gifts that are given to me by students and whatnot. This looks like a standard R2. It is, in fact, a camera. This is a web camera, which, honestly, it is so old tech right now, I don't even think it would work on any of my current devices, but it still looks like a nice little representation of R2, so I kind of keep it going. But it was cool. It would turn its head and stuff. It would make some noise, make some sounds, so that was fun. This one, though, I think this might have been featured on an unboxing. This is the prototype. Man, it's been a while. 2013. Actually, no. I don't know if this was featured because I haven't been doing unboxings for that long. But this is a prototype Boba Fett action figure. Okay, the figures themselves. When Boba Fett was originally designed, it was designed to be kind of an elite stormtrooper. In fact, there's footage you can probably find on YouTube where Ben Burtt, the sound engineer for Star Wars original trilogy and prequel trilogy, he was filming like doing his own little kind of mini documentary about putting this together. But eventually it was decided to give it more of a bounty hunter colored flair. But that's a kind of a cool thing. Pez dispenser, first order, of course. Funko. We have a Funko set here, and I might have opened this up on the. We have our Luke Skywalker and our Wampa. He's missing his arm. Sad. He's missing his arm. But not to worry. It's right there. You can't do anything with it. You can't even put it. I don't think you can put it on, can you? Nope. It would have been kind of cool if they made like a magnet so you could have it displayed with it if you wanted. The Droid Factory. Palms from church. The Droid Factory R2. And it's funny. I built a droid, and what did I do? I built R2-D2. I love R2, what can I say? But he does have Mickey ears, so that's kind of a cool little change. Change it up a bit. All right. Oh, Yeah, this one, because Angry Birds, because Star Wars and Angry Birds, they had collections. I decided to get one thing. They had this Angry Bird package. It was supposed to be a takeoff in the early bird package. So I never opened it. I don't think I'm going to, or if I do, I'm going to keep it in the box, but I don't know. It's just it's a reminder of how crazy things were. Kids, for anybody who complains about, oh, when Disney took over Star Wars and then like they made it, you know, they messed up with it and they messed up with the trailer and I hate it and whatever. Well, my answer to that is, before Disney purchased it, we were getting Star Wars Angry Birds, and that was it, and we were happy with that. So this is great, but it's also a reminder of how good we have it now, and just to let's all remember, perspective is a wonderful thing. All right, moving on. Just trying to reach this. We have, sorry again, the dust is just tremendous in here. We have a Star Wars Celebration 6 Princess Leia Vinylmation Mickey. These are one of those things I didn't take out just because I didn't want to take it out. And what I'm going to try to do here without, no, I'm going to replace this. I'm going to put this guy up here with these exclusives. We got a tissue box. Come on. It's a Star Wars tissue box. What are you going to do? It's cool. And then we've got the 9-inch Rancor Vinylmation. It even includes a little Rancor keeper in the back there. I don't know if you can see that. See it there? I don't know. This one I just kind of liked in the box. So I may decide to change that later. Drop this one down here. Alright, now what I'm going to have to do is move things over just a bit. Alright, so just hang on one second. Thank you for your patience. We got some, get a little close up. Well, this of course is me meeting Adam West and Burt Ward. And I've got some awesome art that my daughters over the years and when she was a kid gave me. So I enjoyed these. So, all right. There's also Stan Lee there. Some of the other Star Trek actors. Yes, I'm a Star Trek fan too. Deal with it. Alright, so what else we got here? Alright, so some other little guys here. These are Black Series. These are Black Series 3-pack of droids. I'm really into droids, can you tell? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Cool. We got a Valentine's card from my wife, Mrs. Darth Tuba. I do keep my Star Wars related cards. I didn't keep too many of the Star Wars Transformer crossovers, but I did keep a couple because, again, a reminder of some creative things and things that they've done over the years. I'm glad that they don't constantly do them. This is one of those tag-alongs. Disney was selling these for a while. So I can do this without. It's like that. So you're going to have this guy carrying, coming along with you. It's cute, but at the end but I kind of like the sculpt of Yoda. So at the end it became a sculpt more than anything else. What else we got? We've got the thermal detonator. What's really funny is, if you go on a previous episode, you'll notice that I actually had a fan-made replica of this, which was great. But this came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" So, but it was neat I kept the replica that a fan made because back then there wasn't these options. This I would think was a Disney purchase. That's really nice what they did. What they're able to come up with and create is amazing. We have 2 more rings here: Trooper rings, Clone Trooper, Stormtrooper. We have another Vinylmation Leia from, believe that was Force Awakens. And we have this is the Star Wars' answer to Easter eggs. It was a Stormtrooper egg. just a stormtrooper helmet. But cool, kind of fun. We have our nesting dolls. Starts with Jabba. Then you have a Gamorrean guard. Then you have Max Rebo. And then you have Droopy McCool. And then you have little nice Zoodles in there. It's cute. It's my favorite because it's the band. I love the band. So, and you know, I mean, I kind of prefer nesting dolls that are very big, like maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 in a row, as opposed to just 5, 3 or 4 or 5. But one Star Wars premium gum holder, you know, chewing gum. But it's kind of fun. R2-D2 flash drive. Only problem with these is that it has a hard time sometimes fitting into computers, and therefore it kind of outlives its usefulness. This is a speaker. I think it's a speaker. There have been so many R2 items. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's a USB hub. You can plug 2 more USBs. Kind of loses my interest though, because it's USB. There's only 2. There's only 2 things in there. So I kind of feel like, all right, that's kind of random. When Force Awakens came out, we had Rey and Kylo. Itty Bitties from Hallmark. That Scum and Villainy sign was also a Hallmark exclusive. So these little guys kind of are on my wall. We got my favorite musician. I don't know if he talks. Now the funny thing is that's not him that sings it. He just plays the keyboards. But Max Rebo, he's cool. The blue elephant guy, as many people will call him. All right, we've got the Vader, probably a light, which has since no longer works because these things go on display, and then after a while but it is obviously a Lego Vader, so it's kind of a cool little nod to that. All right. We have a bank. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Diamond Select put this out. Just a nice Han and Carbonite bank. Pretty straightforward and simple. But I just like the Han and Carbonite look. I don't have too many things like this. It can actually double as an action figure if you wanted. But, yeah, it works out nice. Nice little display piece. Okay, how we doing here? Getting there. Ooh. We have this, which is kind of a light, I think, that plugs into your computer. It's a lightsaber. Kind of weird. But, hey, it's something. And then we have this piece, which is very dusty. But this is actually a... I think it's either a flashlight or it's a... Because the thing is that it's got a USB charging station in here, so I'm not exactly sure what it is. But I think it's a speaker light, that kind of thing. And again, oh my God, look at the dust on this. Wow. It's also, this is one of the reasons why I do the shelf talk, folks, is to get these things all cleaned off. So, all right, we're almost done, guys. This has been a slightly longer episode, but I'm saving the best for last. And that is these 2 wonderful pieces up here. First, we've got our General Grievous sideshow slash... I gotta be very careful with this, guys, because this thing is gonna fall. But this is General Grievous sideshow slash Hot Toys. I always say sideshow slash because I lose track of which one it is. All right, but look at that. What a cool thing. 4 lightsabers. I put it in its 4 saber pose. Really, really cool. So, an awesome, awesome addition to the higher end collectible sets. And I have to put him down because if I drop him, I will never forgive myself. So. And that leaves this awesome piece right here. Okay. Now, first thing I should point out, if these creatures, these characters are, if you're not familiar with who they are, that's the Cantina Band from Episode 4, New Hope. And these actual figures are not high-end. These are Star Wars Collector Series, came out in the late 90s. They had a set. Basically, when you purchased them, they're basically all the same figure because the characters were all the same. And they released it, but they all had different names. There was like Doiknad, there was Figrin Dan, there was Tedden Ichabel. I can't think of the other one. Anyway, so there was like 5 of them. And they even came with their little instruments. So being a music person, a musician, a music teacher, obviously I have an affinity if I can combine my passion for music and music education and my passion for Star Wars. Cantina Band like really reflects that. So don't ask me what their individual names are. But you know, as I said, they all look the same. And they all kind of have their, I'm just going to set this up here. They all have their nice little setup here. But the really cool thing, this one even has this little drum there. I wish I could play music. But they came, and I got this little background piece, which is actually a background piece put out by Sideshow that I was so excited to have because it is essentially it's a beautiful, beautiful backdrop. And I thought, I have one of the high-end figures. And I'll probably put him on display with these guys. But look at this thing. It's a beautiful piece. I mean, all the way around. It's got that really cool, like, imagery there outside. I don't remember if this one lights up. I don't think it does. Oh, it does have a battery pack. So, I'm assuming that yeah, but I took the batteries out, so. Because, again, the battery pack's great, but the thing never lights up, and then the batteries just go dead and bleed in it, so we don't want that. So, anyway, so these, you know, that's kind of like the centerpiece of this. But, as I said, you know, I'm not just taking, you saw me take it all down, I'm going to be moving it all to another location. Okay? So, again, you might see these in other shelf talks. If a lot of these little items will probably be just placed along some shelves that I've shown you already, so I probably won't re-show those. But they might be placed in places where I don't always show you. So if you see them again, you'll know why. So anyway, so that'll do it for this week's Shelf Talk. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. We're really doing great with subscribers. I've been getting them, trickling in a little bit each week. We're now past 3,500 and working our way up to almost 3,600. So that's really awesome. And let's keep it going. Again, I just love to share this with anybody out there that is interested in Star Wars figures and Star Wars collecting. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force be with you.